Good morning and welcome. I'm your host, Dr. Jane Mountrose, and this is the Circle of Love and Light. I'm pleased today to be here with my wonderful husband and partner, Philip Mountrose. And today we're going to be, or you could say, welcoming in the new year. But he wants to be with us, he's insisting, with opening to an abundance of blessings. And we were thinking about abundance and how many things there are that we can explore when we look at the idea of opening to an abundance of blessings. So we're excited about where this might go. We don't always know, which I think is one of the wonderful things I love about the circle. But just to start, we could say, as we're creators, and as such, each year offers us a brand new opportunity for abundance, for growth, and for possibilities that we might not have imagined before. So this is a good time, obviously, to open our imagination. I was thinking of our book, The Ultimate Paradigm Shift, Philip, where we talk about making your life a work of art. So we can all start today or any day, but certainly at the beginning of the year by imagining our life as a blank canvas and deciding what we want to create on it, which is to me very exciting. I'm kind of an artist, but you don't have to be an artist for this. I wanted to also, if I can, bring up the comments. Let's see here.
Right. And while you're doing that, you can look at your work, your life as a work of art from your inner resources and your outer resources.
Right.
So you have your thoughts and your feelings, your imagination. Sometimes people say going to the imaginal realm, different levels of reality to create things, places of pure possibility.
Right.
And then all the external resources that we have, how we live our life, the materials we use to create things, physical things. So there's a lot we have at our disposal every day to start anew and create anew.
Right. And when you think about all of this, it really highlights how important this time is when everything's fresh and new. And it is for us, certainly. It reminds me kind of how it feels different if you move from one state to another or one country to another. It's the same with going from year to year. So we're going to enter into the new year with blessings. And I have this gratitude oracle. We're going to draw a card, as we often do. Part of the fun of that is that it throws in what you could say is a wild card. You don't know where it's going to take you, but often it's to a place that we haven't even thought of. And so we're looking forward to doing that. We're also going to do a meditation with a special archangel, one I haven't contacted him in a while, but he's a perfect resource for this time of year. And he's a magnificent cosmic angel. So we'll have that opportunity together. While we're here, also, I want to thank you for being with us. We want to let you know how much we appreciate you being a carrier of love and light to the world, because we certainly need it, as much love and light as possible. And so we welcome you to the new year and a new way of looking at the world. With that, I want to start also with something I do just briefly at the beginning, taking a few nice breaths and we can breathe in blessings from the universe, however you understand that, from the beings of light, from the universe itself. Just if you can close your eyes safely where you are, you might want to close your eyes, because if you turn your energy inward, also it brings you more into the moment in your body, which is what we're wanting to do, to be present together. So just breathing in that beautiful love and light. And you can exhale anything you don't need in this moment, just releasing any tension or any distraction. And feeling yourself fully present to the blessings that we have together right now. Wonderful. So with that, Philip, we got a little bit of an introduction from you, but I'd like to turn it over to you again and ask you to share a bit more about your perspective on opening to the blessings of the new year and the abundance that's here for all of us.
Well, every day is new, of course, and since we're in a new year, that's easier to remember, and there's more impetus, there's more energy around the newness of the things that we can create if we open our hearts and consider new possibilities. Uh, I I read a story where a woman was with her husband, or they were looking at the stars at night, and he said, "Well, imagine if you pick a star out there and know that one of those stars is personally guiding you in your life." And her first reaction was, "That's ridiculous. That can't be. A star is just out there. And I mean, what are you talking?" But then she said, "Well, I'm going to open up to that possibility." And she opened up to this, picked a star, pick a star. And there's a lot to choose from. And
Right.
kind of like abundant possibilities. And so she started to communicate with that star and had this really wonderful inner dialogue with the star. And she realized, like, it's different ways you can live your life. Yes, stars on a physical level are physical inert, elements, but on another level, on another dimensional level, they're communicating to us. So the world is living and breathing, and if we communicate with it, it will communicate back. But if we shut ourselves off and get into a very left brain analytical mode, we're living in a very small, not particularly exciting space. It might be sort
Right.
of intellectually stimulating, but it's very limiting.
Mm-hmm. Right. And there is something about stars. I think one of the processes we often use in some of our programs is going up into the stars and allowing a star to shine and identify itself as having something for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are very relevant and, of course, very magical.
Mm-hmm.
Going out into the universe and watching the stars is I think it's a very expansive thing to do. We might do that today. That sounds like fun now that you mention it. And when we look at blessings, also the idea of being blessed, if we can, oh, Babs is here. Might as well let her in. See, she's coming. Anyhow, while she's joining us, the idea of blessings that you could compare receiving blessings with being grateful. And Philip and I were talking about this last night. If you take the idea of being grateful and attach some meaning to it beyond just gratitude coming from you, like there are beings of light blessing us, or however you want to look at it in that way, it expands, I think, the meaning of us. Meaning of it. And I want to welcome Babs. I think she was having some trouble getting connected today.
I was, but thank you for being patient and
Yes, of course. Well, it's wonderful to see you.
yes, I had my computer. I had to reshut down the whole thing. So
oh, yeah. They're fun and wonderful sometimes, and then other times not so much so. But we can go back to blessings. Always being blessed. Anyhow, I think you can look at blessings as something you can appreciate the blessings you have now. And you can also be looking forward to what you're wanting to create, the abundance that you want in your life, whatever it is that you want to create, and start appreciating the blessings that are coming to you. So you can say, thank you for this beautiful blessings of abundance, an abundance of love, an abundance of joy, an abundance of resources that are coming to me this year. Whatever it is, they don't have to be in your life now for you to appreciate them.
Yeah.
So they present opportunities in many directions.
Yeah. When I was thinking about this topic, it was kind of making me think a little bit about the even in this situation of trying to get on the computer wasn't working, all of those kinds of things that um, when I don't get all wrapped up into it, into my own little stories in my head, then I can still find things to be grateful for and to look for the blessings. Because sometimes it's walking through what we already have to get to where we're going. Um, and as I do that, I can find the blessings in the moment. And the blessing is that Philip is now with us. So there's some reason, yeah, well, there's some reason Philip's supposed to be here.
An unexpected blessing.
Right. Yeah. So there's something that the universe had for us this morning, that I'm going to be open to. And so looking for the good, no matter what the situation looks like. And then, yeah,
Right.
just thinking about what the future has and, um, moving towards that. It's kind of like, I think we shared before, I do a lot of walking, and I know you guys spend a lot of time out in nature, but there's always this cycle of there's down times, and then there's this anticipation, this building up. And I think trees and nature know that there is this rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
There will be this future coming of abundance. There's this future. It's just the way that life goes, and when we don't kind of stop the process, the natural flow, there's always, in my opinion, openings to greater and greater joy and
Right.
greater. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And nature itself, I think something that we don't acknowledge necessarily is that we are co-creating
Mhm.
with the beings in nature, with the nature spirits, that they are actually building, they're the builders kind of our reality based, and it's all based on our thoughts and feelings. Um, that's what their job is to do. So if we're generating a lot of hatred and fear, we're going to see that in our environment. Whereas if we're generating a lot of love and blessings and aliveness, I think aliveness, just having an abundance of life energy because it's so wonderful for you, it makes a big difference. It shows up in your environment. And I want to welcome Nikki and Sharon both here. So thank you for coming. We're so excited about starting the new year.
Yeah, I like I have this sense in life. I don't know, it's ever since my mom even said when I was a little baby that I came into this world happy, or joyful. It's crazy because she says, like, even as a little one, I was happy always when I was basically naked and in the mud outside. Um, so, and I
Well,
think
that
there
wasn't very nice of them.
let me be naked and in the mud. But I think I took my
Right.
clothes off. No, it wasn't them putting me out there naked. I think I had a little part to do in that. Uh, but there's this sense that as I've grown, I lost it for some years when I was going through my darker times. But as I've
Right.
grown and evolved again, there is this sense that there is this joy, this deep, deep abundance of joy, underneath all of life, even the
Mm-hmm.
even the darker times, even the difficult times. You both know I've had cancer, and even through that time, there is this deep, deep joy, and I find that so often I connect with that in nature is what made me think of that. But there is this undercurrent of joy, this abundance of joy that we can tap into.
Right.
Even our
Yeah.
human minds are saying, no, 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 everything isn't joyful or isn't, doesn't have, and it's different than happiness. It's not the same as just being happy, oh, go lucky. It's accepting what is, but knowing that there is this, it's even almost intangible. I don't even know quite how to word it, but there's this intangible um, essence, presence that is this fullness of joy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Philip often talks about distinctions between joy and happiness. Did you want to share
Mm-hmm.
on that?
Yeah, some people, there's a channel Lazarus who distinguishes the two. Happiness, he says, is getting your needs met, so feeling content, and joy is
Yeah.
having more excitement and things you're looking forward to, and creativity and peak moments, more like a flow state, and that you can kind of alternate between not happiness and sadness, but happiness and joy, where sometimes you can't always be in this high flying peak state, which is wonderful to be in, and be in a group flow like we can be now. And then other times you're more restful and reflective and savoring things.
Right, right. And I mentioned aliveness just briefly. I was thinking about, I think about that a lot because one of the things that I do every day and generally as I wake up in the morning before I actually get out of bed, I ask for a blessing from above of love and light to start my day. And I want to bless all of my cells with light, as much light as they can hold. And it is that sense of aliveness, recognizing, well, gee, I'm here with something, I'm here for a reason, and I'm so excited. Like, I have the blank canvas for the year ahead, and I'm so excited about what I'm going to put on it. I can splash all the colors I want or put in the little details. I can look at the big picture, or I can go down the nature path. I can go anywhere. I can go back. We were talking, I think before you got on, Babs, about the stars. Can just open to the blessings in the stars, and there's so many options that we have. That what makes you feel alive? I think that's really wonderful and very important to know. Like, what if I'm kind of feeling dull? What is it? Where is that aliveness? It's there.
Yeah.
It's just where finding it that can be the challenge.
Yeah, I think sometimes our the stories that we tell in our head kind of keep that aliveness, that joy, that sense of flow, kind of like we're so focused on the different the stories of things that we've been through, and we have to kind of sometimes work through those so we can get back into that sense of flow, that sense of being in that place of love, light, and yeah, and it's we all have things that we're working through. One of my teachers talks about, like, it's kind of like just like little blocks in the dam, he always talks about the Colorado River always wants to flow. It always wants to flow, but the Hoover
Right,
Dam is right
right.
there.
Yeah.
And so then as we let bricks of our dams out, that river of life that flows through us, that joy, that abundance, that all of that can then flow as we kind of dismantle, or as we allow ourselves to let that be dismantled, I guess, depending on
Right. Yeah.
way you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it reminds me that if we think that we're separate and alone, it's an illusion.
Yes.
So if we think that we're separate from our joy, it's like and that brings it almost back to what Philip was talking about with happiness. Well, if this would happen, I would be happy. Well, where's it in this moment? Because happiness is not in the end actually about having things. It's about being. It is like when you ask people, and we've done this a lot in our work over many, many years, if you ask people why they want more money, security is one common theme, which is very valid. The next one, which is, I think, in a way overriding even security, is freedom. That if I had a lot of money, I'd have freedom. Well, why don't you have freedom now? What is preventing you from feeling free? And that's a really critical question.
Yeah, very true.
So I think maybe I'll draw a little gratitude card. I'm not sure we need it. We're having a wonderful conversation, but it's always fun. Mm-hmm. And I actually have never used this deck before. I have this little
new one
deck, so I want to see what it has to say. So here we are. And there are actually a couple of them. I wanted to get something with a bigger picture. They're not resonating with me, actually. Maybe I might pass. I'll give one more a try. Oh, this is a good one. There were things like, I was getting things like repose, resting, which is good. Self-care, that's good too. Prayer, we'll be talking more about that. That's really good. This one I really like, though. Presence.
Mm.
That we can be gratitude that we are here.
Yeah. That's so funny, not funny, but it's serendipitous or however we want to, whatever word we want to use. But that's my word for the year. So I chose
Oh,
one
really? Well, that's
instead of,
interesting.
yeah, I chose one
Well,
word.
I had to search a little bit for it.
You have to find it. It was a little tucked in there. Yeah. Yeah. But it's interesting. Yeah. 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 But that's my word for the year. Yeah, I don't usually do resolutions. And this was my first year that I said, okay, because I have friends who pick words and then another friend who said, well, why don't you pick a word this year? And I felt really drawn to pick that word.
Mm-hmm. Right. And this is
So
our other little,
Flopsy. Hi,
yes, our little female is a very big smoocher and adorable thing. This is another, I was telling Philip this morning when I woke up, I turned over in the bed and right next to me, right next to my face were two of Buddy's toys on the bed. you end up with such funny things with dogs. And it's so joyful having them in our lives. It is, we have the opportunities to find sources of joy for ourselves. And these little blessings this is one of them for us. Such love.
For sure.
Oh, baby. Yes, you are.
I love the eyebrows.
Yeah. She's, let me show them. I want to show them your tummy. She doesn't have any fur at all on her tummy. She has just a little pink. And it's just like so soft.
So cute.
And they're hilarious and adorable. Yeah, she's very adorable. I know Babs has pets too. You have a bunch of them, don't you?
A bunch, yeah. 3 dogs, 2 cats.
Wow.
Rabbits, so a lot. Little zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, going back to the card, the presence card, that's
Right.
a good way to
That's really beautiful.
to create abundance. What in your present day now, what now are you present to that you could appreciate, which would create an abundant feeling and create more abundance in turn.
Mm-hmm. I find this card interesting also. She's shining the light back on herself.
Mm-hmm.
What light can bring us into a state of presence? What light can we shine on ourselves that will support us in wanting to be present and bringing the fullness of our presence into our sharing in our lives within this reality.
Yeah. Makes me think of like presence. I combine like presence and essence, kind of very similar, because being present helps me to be aware of the presence that is within me, the presence of what we always talk about, like the divine within,
Right.
my essence, my being. So when I'm present, I can tap into that. So I think like when I hold, like she's got her little heart, her little light there, because there's that presence that we can experience. And like Philip, like you were saying, like when we experience that, then the world is open to us. The world, the cosmos, everything. It feels like then our, from that place, like you're saying, we're not separated from the divine. We're not, it's that illusion that we're separate. And when I remember that in that presence, there is this all is available to us. Everything we need is there. And sometimes it comes in very different forms than we're expecting. Yeah, but so that's why that the word presence and essence go really hand in hand. And it is about being,
yeah.
Present to what is, so we can tap into that essence.
Right. Yeah. I think of it also in relation to being in the moment, which obviously relates when we're present, we are in the moment. And there's the idea of we're in the moment or we're in a momentum, which means we're just off somewhere.
Yeah.
And it is that way. We just get wrapped up in whatever, just and we're off. Who knows where?
Yeah, for sure.
So funny. So are we ready for the meditation?
I am, whenever you are.
Philip, anything you want to say before we go?
We're good to go.
Okay, so the blessing that I'm bringing here for us all is an archangel known as Barachiel. Are you familiar with Barachiel?
No, I'm excited to meet
Yeah,
them.
Barachiel is known as the angel of blessings. His name means God's blessing, and he is the angel that receives your messages and delivers them to our Creator, and then brings the result back to us. So he announces God's blessings to us. He'll also help us to maintain a positive outlook. I think one of the things that Barachiel is known for, or most known for, in terms of connecting with him, is it's kind of similar to Jophiel, that you experience him as a shower of red rose petals, which is so beautiful. So what we'll do is, I think we'll connect with Barachiel and the rose petals, and as a cosmic angel, he can guide us out into the universe, and we'll see where that takes us. Philip, I don't know if you need to go. I know you had some things that you were thinking of, or if you want to stay with us, it's your choice.
I'll stay. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll start out as usual. If you're in a place where it's safe to close your eyes, and close our eyes. And again, start breathing in those blessings from the universe. Just knowing that we can be present and open to what the universe has in store for us, all the beautiful possibilities that are here for us. So we can just breathe in love and light from the universe, sending it into our bodies, any place maybe where you feel unloved, where you don't love yourself or don't love your body, can send that love and light in there. And I think it's worth imagining sending it into all of the cells and even the atoms in the cells, because in the long term, what we want to do is we want to speed up the flow of energy through our bodies, which is the space between the electrons in the atoms in our bodies. It's getting way down there. But if you can just imagine that opening to love and light and allowing the energy to flow through your body more easily, just to let go of resistance, just anything that might be weighing you down, just let it drop back into the earth, and it can be turned back into love and light, and you can receive the blessing of having more light and more flow in your body. Sending, again, asking also any energy that's not your own to go back where it came from other people, other places, other times. It's a very powerful thing to do, because we pick up so much in our environment. And our environment in most places is not that great. It's dragging at us. So right now we can just send back anything that's dragging at us back where it came from. And reclaim ourselves, reclaim those parts of ourselves that maybe we've left with other people in other places and other times. Just bring all of that back. Again, feeling that flow of energy, kind of like opening all the doors and windows in your house and allowing the light and love to flow through. And with that, we can invite in Archangel Barachiel. And as we do, we can sense what we sense. Maybe you sense the flow, that you see it with your inner sight, that beautiful flow of rose petals down over you. And or maybe you sense the smell of roses in your inner sense of smell. Or you just feel with your body, feel that breeze of loving light coming from Barachiel, and sense his presence before you. As at the same time recognizing he is a cosmic angel, just opening in our minds and hearts to the universe around us. Maybe you want to rise up to a mountaintop or a star or a cloud where you can get closer to all of those beautiful stars. can just stay where you are if it feels right. But just imagine yourself now a child of the universe. Could be on top of the world. Maybe you're on top of the world where the whole universe is laid out around you. And the presence of freedom actually in that space. The presence of presence that Babs was discussing. Just allow yourself to be present to this moment together. And right away, when Brachio came in, I sensed that he wanted to give us each a gift. And he's holding out his hand. You can hold out yours to receive whatever that might be, or maybe it's something you can't hold in your hands. Whatever it is, just open to that gift from Brachio. And he says, in receiving this gift, I hope that you will remember me, because I am here always for you to send out your requests for the most beautiful blessings you could receive in your life. I am here to support you in receiving those blessings. I know, Philip, you often receive messages from angels. Are you receiving anything from Brachio?
Yes, he says, all will be fine in your world if you trust your heart to show you the way.
That's beautiful. And we can focus on that love we hold in our hearts, because that's where the Creator resides in us. And our heart center, right in the center of our chest. Babs, would you like to share anything that you're noticing?
I'm just noticing a little, for me, just the sense of that flow, letting down barriers to allow that flow in my own life and in anybody else's life who might have a couple barriers up. I'm sensing the invitation from Raquel to just like almost like a key. You can allow that and ask for that, any blockage that you might have that's keeping that flow, that sense of presence, that sense of essence. Yeah, and to be able to be open to that flow and just receive it and receive that love and receive the messages, receive the all will be well, all will be well, all is well.
Right. Right. And we're all, it is, I think it brings up an important point, which when I started connecting more personally with the angels, I'm not sure I was quite aware of it, but I wasn't sure that I was worthy of them. We're all worthy of them if we come to them with a pure heart. The thing that they cannot actually support is building up the ego, because it is building up that part of us that wants to take us away from our homes, from our presence, from the truth of who we are and our awareness of truth. What they support is that, our awareness of who we are, our awareness of what's true for us, how they can help us to open and heal and receive blessings and understand why we're here. Maybe if we don't yet understand why we're here. And of course, that evolves too. So Brachio welcomes all of us. Anytime we can remember that flow of rose petals, however you experience his presence, to invite him to be with you. And as if you express it as a prayer or just a conversation, however you define your connection with him, he is available. And I see him holding his arms out, big wings, welcoming all of us. You could say to his fold. to be part of the blessings that he can provide, that he can deliver to us, and that come from our Creator. And just sense the beauty in that. Just feels so complete. And I feel with the meditations, I feel like I know if we have gone where we want to go, if there's that feeling of just presence, simple presence, and being in this place and feeling complete within yourself in the moment. You are, we all are. And we can say, I am. You are the presence of God. Not the whole of God, obviously. Each of us is a piece of the presence of God. A much valued and very unique piece. Each of us, and you could say, holds a piece of the puzzle of the divine, a piece of the mystery of life. Do either of you want to add anything to that before we come back?
Yeah, I think that for me, it's just that it's the essence that we also bring. That when we experience it, it's the essence that kind of like I see this beautiful road in front of me, in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
This is just joyful as we bring that essence, being in that presence, and then bringing that essence out into wherever our lives bring us. Yeah.
And I would just second that, feeling the loving support of the angels and the higher beings in the universe that we're connected to.
And just as you could say, maybe a way to monitor our perspective. For me, at least, when I'm in this kind of a state, I feel that abundance is everywhere. There is an abundance of all good for us, and we can receive that. So with that, I want to thank Barakiel and all the stars around us for creating this beautiful space for us. And we can start coming back to where we started, back into our bodies. Now, feet on the ground if you're sitting, feet on your floor, connecting with the earth. Another big blessing, Mother Earth, sending love down into the earth and receiving love back from her. And then as we prepare to open our eyes, just breathing in more active energy, returning to your normal waking state. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I did want to say something about, I was reading about roses on the internet. It says the scent of roses is a sign of the presence of holiness in history or in general. It's sometimes called the odor of sanctity because of that. Throughout history, people have reported smelling roses after they have prayed for encouragement, even when no roses were around them.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And our imaginations are as powerful as anything. If we want to invite in that beauty of the roses and Archangel Barakiel or any of the other archangels, we can. Yeah. How did you find Archangel Barakiel? Babs,
Just
Bobs.
Bob's, that's fine. Lovely. Yeah, beautiful. It felt a little bit playful to me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
very. There was this
Lighthearted.
like lighthearted camaraderie. Like when we were finished, he kind of took his little wing and pushed me down the slide because I often come back down. I come back down often down a Raziel slide, a rainbow slide, a Raziel. Yeah.
Right.
So it just was a
Yeah.
very joyful, but also just I've been talking about like presence, like that. There's a beautiful gentleness to it, but there's also
Yes.
a a um, a not a fierceness, but a strength to it
Right. Yeah.
because to cut through the thoughts of the mind, cut through the old illusions, there has to be a strength and a fierceness to be able to break some of that, but also this beautiful gentleness. um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
it's lovely.
Mm.
Yeah,
How about you, Philip?
I felt them as very strong and nurturing and supportive and directive and kind of enveloping, encompassing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it's wonderful to know if ever you want to contact the divine, a divine being, um, and to send your prayers or your wishes to them. He's there.
Yeah,
And just if you just want a shower of rose petals, I think it's worth it
yeah,
just for that.
yeah.
It is interesting when I like that description of the scent of roses because I have always so enjoyed it. And I have a rose spray that I spray on my body every morning. Um,
Nice.
some say that the scent of roses is the highest vibrational scent of any flower.
Right.
And
Okay.
it is really, I find it very supportive. I just love doing it.
Yeah, I used to at my old home. I had like over 30 roses that I would tend to, and
Ooh,
they're
wow.
beautiful. They all have their own type of scent, and yeah, they're beautiful. There's so many. You could go way off talking about roses, and there's a lot of analogies you can do with roses and the thorns, and yeah, they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We need to plant another one. When I plant my next one, I'll plant one this spring, and I'll think of that. I'll think of that.
Hmm. Yeah, we have a lot of roses around our house. Very not
Nice.
the kind that you see in the stores. They're smaller ones, but they're very prolific. We get hundreds of roses. We have white ones and red ones, and I think around the side we have pink ones. They're really beautiful. So this is the time now. Oh, and I see a dog has joined us. I assume there's maybe a person with him called Regis RRMM. I don't know. Anyhow, thank you for joining us. I hope we have our little blessings of dogs too, obviously. Anyhow, this is the time when I get out my planet
Mm.
and we send love and light, the love and light that we have collectively generated out to the world, which is the ultimate aim of uh, the circle, is to bring enough in that it that radiates out love that can transform the world. So um, you can get these on Amazon. They come in sets. I had a bunch of them. Or just imagine sending that love wherever it's needed. There are so many places that are where love is needed. To
Mhm.
people, you can send it to people who are in need of love and healing. Love is the greatest healer. To your community, to bring light to your community.
Mhm.
Whatever resonates you with those parts where there are wars and strife in the world. And to people maybe who are missing the message, who need to receive love, because those who are generating hatred, they don't love themselves. That's the basic problem. so we can send love to all of those people who haven't yet learned to love themselves. Buddy, you want to play with this? And I guess that's complete for me. Any final comments from either of you? Okay, well, Babs, then why don't you tell us what's happening in your world and how people can connect with you?
Sure. So I am a holistic health coach and minister, and I also do meditation coaching. If anybody's interested in that, and you can find me at purplelotuscollective.com. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Philip, do you want to share how people can connect with us at Awakenings Institute?
Yes.
I can also do it if.
Yeah, we have gettingthrough.org, gettingthru.org is our main website that'll take you to our information and our free articles and videos. And we have a new program starting this week, a spiritual guide certification program, a deep experiential dive into connecting more with angels, oracles, ascended masters, Akashic records, and that's going to be a wonderful journey for those who want to join us. And that's at tinyurl.com spiritual dash program. Let's see if I wonder if I got that right.
I have one tiny URL, but it might be another one. tinyurl.com/abundance of angels.
No.
That's not.
We have
well,
a
that
lot
one
of-
actually takes you to an excerpt from our book, Awakening to Your Magnificence, which you might enjoy.
it's tinyurl.com/spirit-program. That was one.
Okay.
tinyurl.com/spirit-program.
Okay, sounds good. And a few things that you can do to support the circle. Of course, joining us, we certainly appreciate your energy supporting the circle and sending out that love and light to the world when we're together and anytime. I think if you're resonating and radiating love, it is generating love. You are radiating it out. I think it becomes a little more when we're together, we're able to make it exponentially stronger. So it's wonderful to come together. So you can follow our page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/awakenings circle. You can share the videos there, like this video today, with your friends. That might give you something to talk about, and invite them to join you in the circle. That also is a shared experience and something. Also, maybe I would think there are things to talk about creating an abundant life and making your life a work of art this year. What is something maybe you had never considered possible before that can be a part of that? This is a beautiful time of year to reflect on it. Anyhow, the last thing we usually do is send love and light out to the world, out to the week ahead. So we're just sending it forward in time. You can also send it to your past and maybe clear out some of the stuck energy in your past too. But sending that love and light out to your week ahead so that you can have a wonderful, joyful, blessed week ahead. And it can go further too. You can send it out as far as you want. And with that, I want to thank you again for being with us and wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Hopefully we'll see you next time too. Bye-bye.